Good evening. Welcome to the April 10th Plympton Board of Selectmen's meeting. This meeting is being recorded for cablecast and YouTube presentation by Area 58 Community Access Media. The video of this meeting is not to be considered an official public record. You'd think I'd have that memorized, but nope. All right. First thing on the agenda is the review of the warrant, but we're going to hold off a few minutes to let the rest of the people get here. Bree is not here. Nice. All right, we're down to signing the acceptance of the deed, which is something that is necessary for the closing next week.
Great.
So motion to sign the acceptance of the deed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so today's date is the 10th. Oh, wait a minute. Bree, would you run out and get Tara, please? This is the thing that needs to be notarized. There's Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Brian, you may want this.
Just has the quantums on it. Hi, how are you?
Okay, Tara, we just voted. We're signing the acceptance of deed, and I am signing. Christine?
Thank you.
Did you have a chance to see the survey? Did you want to see the survey? Christine, I know you're
No,
tripping over there. No, you don't want to, or no, you didn't.
no.
Where's this?
So
5 acres right across the top, which is
What- oh, that's
basically what we
perfect.
had.
did we decide to combine? Is that what we're doing in the deed?
I'm sorry?
Combining the parcels? Are we combining
Ah.
the parcels?
We'll ask Webby to combine these two on some survey plan, I
Gotcha.
guess, but
Okay.
not on the initial one.
Okay, perfect.
I did ask him, he said that he couldn't do it.
Okay.
This is us, huh?
No, this is us. This is Linda Schaubecker.
So are
Oh, I
you sending,
see.
are you sending the deed back to Sharon?
Yes.
Okay, so I can take it if you'd like.
They're meeting at 6:30, so I assume that we'll have it in hand before you leave, so,
Okay.
yes. Thank you. Bree, when Tara brings that document back in, would you make a copy of that? And then Ilana will take the original in town.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, we have all of the players here, so let's begin going through the warrant. Did I leave that at you? Thank you. So basically, we just read through them,
Yeah, we have to vote
make an
on it.
assignment, vote
Yeah.
on each one. All right.
If our moderator has any questions, feel free.
I have some as we go along.
Great.
Article 1, to hear reports of the town officers and act thereon, and to receive and act upon reports of any committees, and give authority or instructions to take any other action relative thereto. All in favor?
Aye. You know, I don't know if we have to read every
Nope. All
piece
right.
of it.
It's just to hear the reports if there
Yeah.
are any.
Yeah.
So there might not be any.
We don't have to vote on all the warrant articles.
You don't have to certainly, you don't need to vote on Article 1.
It's just the recommendations?
You can
the
give a
monetary
recommendation, though,
ones?
as to any substantive
Gotcha.
bylaw,
Right.
Okay.
any bylaw change,
And
any
you-
plan
Did you put
change.
in the did you put in the Board of Selectmen recommended by, or did Dale do that?
Dale put that in as 0
Okay.
to 0, so it could be filled in.
Okay,
Okay.
so we only need to vote on the ones that are.
Okay.
On Article 1, there'll only be reports if someone didn't submit something for the town report, is that correct?
No,
Not correct?
No, if somebody wanted to give a report, like the police station building committee, they could give a report. Anybody could give a report
Okay,
on, a town committee.
and it's
So-
just a surprise?
No, generally they tell you ahead of time.
yeah, I don't think I was, in the 8 years I did it, I don't think anybody ever really got up. Once or twice, I knew they were gonna get up, but I just asked, read it.
I wouldn't expect any reports.
All right, so in Article 2, there was a slight change in wording. Guess we're all in.
So this
Agreement
is the
with that.
latest wording that we have.
This, what I've given you today has the quantums of vote in it, and it's exactly the same as what Lauren sent over the weekend, but I just accepted the changes, for instance, putting in the exact date
Okay.
of the location, that kind of thing.
Okay.
I won't have a question on each one, but I'm going to have a question on this one.
Sure.
Okay.
I don't want to slow down this overall process, so should I plan on sitting down with one or you or so after this to kind of explain things like, I don't know what this means, and I don't want you to have to take your time to explain that here, would that be?
Yeah, it probably makes more sense,
That's
Because I need to have an understanding of
yeah.
what it is.
Most of these will point to those two ladies over there.
Okay. Thanks.
So as the former moderator, are you willing to help?
Yeah,
Brian?
sure.
So this one you could vote on.
This one. Okay. All in favor of Article 2 as written and amended?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, I'll skip 3.
No, there's an error in 3.
Okay.
Can you read the wording on it? The wage and personnel classification plan effective July 1st, 2015, should be 17.
Good catch.
And could I continue my commenting on each one?
Yes.
I remember in the past, it's been noted that it would be really helpful to the citizens if there was a percent change column. Could we add that in here? Looks like there's ample room to add a percent change, and people could quickly see what percentage up and down these are going compared to the previous year.
The handout.
We've never done it in the past.
I know,
Never done it.
but me sitting in the audience, sometimes I've done a little, I'm not good at quick math, and I know others have commented that would be really nice.
In most cases, it's 2%, not all, but in most, it's 2.
Suggestion,
It's wage and personnel's article, so.
okay. Maybe if they could speak to it, could explain it, that's fine.
That would be
Well,
helpful to
yeah,
know.
that's one of the things we should do as we go. Who's going to make the motion and who's going to
Bring it.
speak to it?
I'll take it.
So on the wage and personnel,
That's the original, thank you.
we want to make sure that,
Can I have the copy?
I think Alan
File
Wheelock
here.
is chairperson
You can
now.
take it. Sorry, I was distracted, so what are we
We
doing
should just
now?
make sure in each one we know who's making the motion and who's speaking to it.
Mhm.
And usually they're the same, but, so wage and personnel straightforward, it's Alan Wheelock.
Now, if we recommend this, does that mean we recommend everything? And if we don't recommend it, what does a vote recommending this mean?
So we're recommending the classifications, but that doesn't mean we're necessarily recommending when we get to the budget that they be funded.
Okay. All right, so we're recommending the positions,
The
but not the
positions
salaries.
And the ranges.
Accepting the
that are in,
range.
But not what each individual is getting through the budget process.
Okay, well, what if you don't agree with the ranges? You wouldn't recommend it?
I don't think we've ever had that happen, so I don't know.
Okay,
I mean, you could,
okay.
yeah.
If
If something jumps out at you, we can
somebody
always,
has a problem, they can put a hold on it. And
Okay.
usually then it's discussed and whatnot that way.
Okay.
is there something in here that,
Well, no, I just, I mean, these, the fire ones are all different, and I know why we're doing this, but, you know, they're quite a bit more. Actually, these aren't really that much more.
No, the
No.
only
Where were the
thing-
ones that were the increase?
The only things that are changing on this for the fire, other than the 2%, are on the second page of it, on the EMT call and the paramedic call.
Okay, gotcha.
Those are where the increases are, and only there.
Okay, I
The
thought
rest
that
of it is
everything
2%.
was changing.
No, it
Okay.
isn't. The rest of it is all 2% across the board.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Okay, perfect. Well, thank you for that explanation.
Okay, any other discussion on number 3?
What's reclassified here?
What does reclassified mean?
Yeah, some of the positions, the suggested
But they,
salaries
Um,
reclassified.
For example, the assistant assessor was salaried, now she's hourly.
and it's right down underneath in the professional position on the top. And the veterans
Oh, I see.
agent and the director of elder affairs were reclassified to stipends rather than a salary.
we'll probably need an explanation of what stipend versus salary means.
Okay, I'll work on something.
Yeah.
Okay, so this will be Alan Wheelocked.
Do we recommend it?
We're getting there.
Want to go home?
All in favor of Article 3 as written?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Article 4. I'm sorry, who actually does read these? Just the moderator, yeah?
Right, right. So in Article 4,
That's
what
Brian.
what we usually do is, we're going to have the special at 8 o'clock, and by the time we get to Article 4, there won't be enough time to go, so we skip over it and then come back to it after the special. So if we, for instance, if we're at 7:30 after we've done number 3, Article 3,
Yeah.
then usually we say, okay, we're going to skip over Article 4 because of the length of time it takes to go through it. It's a line item by line item.
That's the budget one, that's the budget one.
Right, okay.
And so, you know, just ask for a vote to approve that, and then we go to Article 5 and continue, get to 8 o'clock, do the special, and then come back to 4.
Okay. But to you don't
On Article 3, what I used to do is read just the categories, not the rates. And because anybody can put a hole on any line.
And did you vote them like you do the budget where you just do firefighters and?
When I get down to the end, so let's say we get to the second page, and EMT call and paramedic call are holes.
Yeah.
We keep going, get to the end, with the exception of those two, vote it, and then go back and, okay, who made the hole, and let's discuss it. And then after it's done, they vote yes, no.
Okay, who does Article 5? Is that also moderator? Colleen?
That's me.
Yes.
Treasury.
That's your recommendation.
Yeah, we have to vote on
Yeah.
4, too.
Well, that,
Well, we'll do that by line item.
do it by category or line item.
But we don't have to do a recommended by the BOS?
I don't think
And on
so.
5, is it going to be raise and appropriate or transfer? Do you know?
There's multiples.
So Barbara's going to give us a list of all the money articles as to where it comes from.
Okay.
Free
You know
cash.
how I do each
Yep.
motion for, and I will do it again this year for
Okay.
everybody, including
Okay.
you, Alana.
Okay, great.
Okay, so I got to help.
Brian.
got ahead of myself. We need a vote on Article 4. All in favor?
Do we have to vote that? Dale, have we done that in the past?
I don't remember, I believe so, I believe it's been on there just as a,
Okay.
cursory that you vote going to the budget, but I mean, again, the budget is subject to hold, on any
Right.
line item is
Yeah.
subject to hold.
You don't want it going with
So I guess in
0-0.
toto, do you like the budget?
No, I'd take the whole line item out if we, but if we've
Or I
done
can
it
take
in the
that, I can
past.
just delete that, delete that recommendation completely.
Is that what you want to do? Yes.
Wait, I'd love you. See if I can find it. I'm not sure if we show in here.
Okay.
No, it wouldn't show. Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. Article 5.
Get to Article 5s. This one.
Oh,
So yes,
okay.
we did.
Yeah, we did. Okay.
Okay. Aye.
Thank you.
Aye.
Aye.
3-0.
Just looking for my old warrant.
Okay, Article 5. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Article 6.
So that'll be motion by the town treasurer.
Yes. And this will be Jim Mulcahy?
Yep.
6.
Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Can I go back to that one that Alana said, or, what was the funding source? What was the funding source for 5? Raise and appropriate, or are we transferring?
Free cash.
Okay.
So that wording will be changed.
Yes, the motion will have the source in it.
This won't be changed, though.
No.
She'll just make the choice.
No. The motion will be changed. You'll get printed motions, and they'll read it then.
So when the town treasurer, for instance, makes the motion, the article will read the way it is. The town treasurer will then say that it comes from free cash or wherever Barbara says.
I move to transfer from free cash the sum of $31,500 for audits for fiscal 18.
And you'll have that list so you know it's coming from
You'll
there.
have it in advance in front of me, one for each, so nice big letters.
Big is good,
Yeah, big is good.
And who runs the motions?
I
You usually do, that's what I thought.
Unless somebody has an objection to it, I've been doing it for years.
Thank you.
Article 7 is Mark Russo.
Is this just housekeeping?
Yeah.
No, this is the
Oh, that's not?
annual appropriation that they get every year, so.
Yeah, that's the housekeeping then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want formatting comments, or does that get picked up later? Like, if you want to be anal, the font on Article 7 is different than all the other ones.
Dale, did you send this to Susan Ossoff, or is she?
No, she hasn't got this yet.
So, talk to Susan, but that's one of her complaints too, so her hope is to clean it up.
It's her parting gift.
That's her parting gift, yes. All right, Article 7, we don't have to vote on. Article 10 is
We
also.
do have it written.
Yeah, we do.
Where is it? How come I can't see these things? It's right there. I'm sorry, I keep looking at the yellow and then I don't see the other.
Aye.
All right, aye,
Aye.
thank you.
That'd be Mark Russo?
Yes. 6 was also Mark Russo.
So now we go Article X, is these?
6 is Jim
I
Mulcahy.
didn't have numbers.
6 is Jim Mulcahy.
Yes, I'm sorry,
Kind of mess with me.
I'm just going backwards. 8, 6, they're either side of 7.
So we might as well number these as we go then.
Yes.
So this would be number 8.
So this will
Yeah.
be 8.
Says 10.
Okay, so that's also Mark Russo, and this says we already voted on it, so. Yes?
Aye.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Okay, 3-0. It's just there.
So 9.
We're saying the
Next article is 8. It's
When-
8.
It says X, but it's 8.
No, they all say 10. I'm putting
Says
the numbers in
39,500 in the start of it, Bree. To see if the town will vote to transfer from the Community Preservation Fund. It's right after Article 7.
Okay,
I was just looking at the seven, that's a community preservation committee recommended, and then, okay, so that vote, we were hanging on, thank you.
okay. Top of the next page, that will be Article number 9.
Yep.
And this one is ours? This is ours.
Who's going to speak to this, Barbara?
I can.
I think that would be wise. I don't think any of us could do number 9 justice.
It's actually nothing different than what we've been doing all along. The bottom part of it that's in the block form is what we've been doing every year. The top part of it is following the new Municipal Modernization Act, allowing the town to have a bylaw to have this type of revolving funds instead of having to put it in every year. The only additional thing the Board of Selectmen will have to do on an annual basis, none of this will have to be there next year. All you'll have to do is vote a maximum amount that the two revolving funds can expend, except if we add a new one. Am I correct?
She's correct.
Okay.
I think you should do it.
All right, Barbara.
That was wonderful.
It was wonderful.
From a procedural standpoint, ask that someone move not having to read this, is that would be typical for something of this length?
Oh, yeah.
I should ask
Yeah.
some of the other ones.
Yeah.
At the start of the meeting, I've got some verbiage we've used in the past where I can make the motion for you to to have the moderator make an abbreviated, and then I used to read just 1 or 2 sentences.
Okay.
And, you know,
And then add printed.
As printed, yeah.
Okay.
I cannot make the motions for that.
No, I'm-
But I'll be happy to
So
explain.
Do you want to make
You
the
make-
motion? I'll make the motions if you, from the selectman side,
And
just,
I'll explain it.
Okay, perfect.
so look to me on that one. Yep.
Okay, so all in favor of this?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay,
The next one is out,
next one is out.
out.
Yeah, because it's what we just did.
Yes, that will just,
Okay.
it'll get deleted from the
Okay.
form.
Okay, the next one will be
10?
10,
This is to reduce from 8
abandoned
to 4%.
funds.
To 4%. Is that the one we're?
No, it's abandoned funds, the one above it.
That's me.
Okay,
Oh, I guess okay, I erased the wrong thing. Okay.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. The next one is the 8 to 4%.
That's me.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
So you're going to make the motion and explain what this is about, right, Colleen? Because people won't know.
Oh, yeah, I'll explain it.
Yeah.
Top of the next page, number 12.
What's that?
What's that chapter? Isn't that what we already did with the revolving fund?
Yeah, that's redundant.
Yeah, that's gonna get struck, at the very top of the page.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's-
So that's another
delete, okay.
That's out, that's redundant.
Now, there's a note off to the
Well,
side
this is
here.
this is the tax title revolving fund. I'm not sure, do you have one now already?
That's what the treasurer's tax title thing is down here.
Down,
Well, we did the
it was
revolving-
actually
Number 11?
in the chart.
That's right, on the chart.
Okay.
We had that for a couple of years and it's going into the new
Okay.
one, so it's,
So this isn't a whole new one, okay.
that's a whole.
So you got to take that one out.
Okay.
So you're all right with that?
Yep. If it's already in existence, you don't need to do it again. So now you're up to,
So 12 then
12
is
So that
the
would, 12 would be,
$2,000, right?
Right.
yeah. Is that
And the
Deb Stewart
source-
or?
And the source as it stands right now for that is free cash.
So who makes that motion?
Should be,
The assessors
yeah,
should be the
Ethan
assessors.
Stiles.
Yeah, probably Nathan.
Huh?
Ethan
I'll
Stiles?
just- What I usually do is if another department has it, other than the board or like Pauline or whatnot, they'll get a copy of the motion.
Okay.
Hopefully they'll be able to.
Ethan Stile, he's chairman of the assessors.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No. Okay. That's also Ethan Stiles.
This is 13.
This is 13, yep.
And the same source of funding, free cash. These may change. FinCom hasn't voted them, so this is
Okay.
the way it's laid out currently.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Number 14, 130,000,
So that would be John Williamson, I'm assuming.
Yes, I would think so.
yep.
And that's capital stabilization.
Oh, that's capital stabilization, okay.
Oh, okay.
Currently.
So it needs a,
Two-thirds
Is that
vote.
two-thirds?
Two-thirds, so that, where it says majority there, Brian, you should cross it out and make it two-thirds.
And why is that?
because it's coming out of stabilization.
Capital stabilization that was established by town bylaw.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
If I don't think I necessarily be asked the question, but because I was on the committee when that originally was implemented, can I step down and answer a question? Can I just answer the question as moderator if I have background information?
I would step down if you're going to speak to the substance of it.
Hopefully they don't ask me that. If they don't ask, I won't tell.
Well, John could speak to it.
Yeah, well, technically, I don't think he's on the board yet, but I'll just give him the background ahead of time.
Exactly.
That's it. You.
Can I just interrupt for 1 second? The finance committee's reviewing some of the articles and would like to discuss a couple of things with you. I'm not sure when you want them to come in. They still have more that they're talking about.
You don't know which articles they are or anything? Is it the capital?
No, they're just going over the list of
Do
them.
they want to come now or
Just,
later?
just tell them they can come in when they,
Okay.
I'd like to get through
Just
the
be
money
easier.
article.
Yeah, but they haven't voted the money articles as yet.
Right, but,
This was reshuffled and whatnot and sent to Susan today.
right. So I'm not putting down where the money's coming from, because you're going to tell me that later.
okay, Article 15, the 12,000 for police patrol vehicle.
There was a question as to whether this is the first year. Is it the first year?
Yes, this is a new lease for this year.
So
We need a two-thirds.
It's two-thirds vote.
Yep, into the new.
This is borrowing.
There's a correction in the wording there. Off to the right, you know, if it's one vehicle,
She
it
has
should
it.
say payment rather than payments.
So did you get that, Brian? That's two-thirds? Okay.
I changed that.
And it is one vehicle, correct?
Sorry, Brian, but I'm gonna be sitting right beside you.
Okay, and who makes this?
One of us can.
Yeah.
I
Sure.
can make this one.
Yeah,
All right.
trustee Pat.
Pat.
Christine.
And then Pat will talk to him,
Yeah, he can speak to it, he
Yeah.
just can't.
make the motion.
Okay, top of the next page.
3-0?
So are we gonna vote that one?
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, aye.
Question on the numbering scheme. It looks like I'm going to 17 and,
Yeah,
oh, okay.
yeah, I'm on 17 for the next one.
As long as I have. as long as I have
17,
one.
I'm on
I got
16.
16.
I got
We
16
just
as
finished
well.
16.
No, we just
No.
finished 15.
The current one we just did, the 12,000. is
15.
15.
15.
15.
Wait, Are you,
Well, then let's go
previous
back.
page, are you, or top of the page, are you on 12 at the top of the page?
I'm on 12 at the top of the page, no, I'm on 10 at the top of the
You
page.
took that one out.
Article 7 is the, anyway, Article 7 is
You
the
took
last
this
one
one
that's
out.
Yeah.
numbered.
So then it went to 12 for the next one.
Right.
And then
Top
the
of
next
So
article
15,
is the,
16.
Community preservation.
Yeah.
that's Article 8.
Yep.
9 is the revolving.
9 is the revolving. 10 is the next article at the top of the page. which
No,
is-
no.
No.
No,
Why is-
we deleted that one.
We deleted the
Yeah, I know. I
major,
have that deleted.
we
Okay.
deleted the article in between.
What
I
article?
may have a different one. 9 goes over into the middle of the next page from the papers I have. And
Yep.
then 10 is adopting for the disposal of abandoned property.
Right?
9.
That's what I.
And the next one is 11.
And then that's 9 is the whole revolving account,
Right.
right?
Right.
Okay, and then 10 is the next one, right? Which
We
is-
took
which is-
out,
We took out that middle one
We
that says
took out the-
treasurer.
we took out the placeholder for the revolving because we.
Yeah,
haven't-
no, I have the next article I have is number 10.
But
is,
it should be right below
is
it. yeah.
MGL 200A, section 9.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That's 10.
That's 10.
That's 10.
Okay, so we should be at
11.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
This one was
11
deleted
is
too.
the
Which one was deleted?
treasurer.
This one at the
The
top of
top
the
of the
page.
page was
Top of the
eliminated.
page was
Because
eliminated.
because it was revolving again.
Okay, let's just, Christine, get Dale straightened out.
I
Are
think
you
we-
straightened out?
yeah.
No, I
John,
have the
would you
same
straighten
numbering,
out?
I have the same numbering as
No,
Dale.
we're all right.
No, she's.
I have the same numbering
she's
as
still
Dale.
on.
Oh, you do?
I do. So this is, this is 10.
Brian, are you straightened out?
This is 10, this is 11,
We're good.
this is 12,
12, right?
this is
13,
13,
Is the
$14.
$2,000.
15,
No, 12.
And then we go to 16.
16.
Was the $2,000.
We're going to 16.
And then we went on.
this is 16.
We
And
haven't
then,
done that.
We haven't done it yet.
I thought we just did 16.
No, we haven't even touched it.
I thought we just did 16.
I have 10 is,
Yeah,
I think they printed a little bit different for people.
yeah,
Well,
you
they're
put that
using
10.
this version here.
Yeah, that's the one we're using, the one that's,
I don't
And then
know.
we go 11.
Oh, let me get you one.
That one.
right,
And then
It
this
just has the
one
quantums on it, that's the,
okay,
and it would have printed
that was
differently.
duplicated in the warrant article.
okay, all right, I got it, yeah. I'll have that now.
Perfect, he's all set.
And our next one will be 17, right?
60.
16.
16 at the top of the
We haven't voted
page.
16 yet.
No, we haven't. It's on
Can-
the top of the page. The changes for the police.
Okay. Number 16, electronic control devices, AKA tasers.
We need a comma where the 15,000 is.
Again, why don't you just,
Oh, sorry.
Susan does it, so you can deal with Susan. So we need somebody to move it. I'll move it.
Okay.
And then the chief will talk. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
One of you will have to make a motion for that because it's.
Colleen's going to.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Did we have a source on that?
It's going to be free cash, just as of right now. They may change, Alana, and if they do, I will send you a new list, I promise.
Okay.
Number 17, annual lease payments on the fire department.
This is the final payment, right?
This is the final $104,000 payment.
And
Next
it
year
drops
it
down to
drops to
50.
48,000, and we have 4 or 5 of those.
Okay.
Okay,
And that's not a majority vote, that's.
That's
I mean,
capital.
That's capital, so.
So it's 2/3.
And that will be the chief.
Yes.
who will move it?
The
The chief will
Chief,
actually
yeah.
move it, okay. Okay, number 18,
Did you, no one, did the second come
I'm sorry?
We have to vote.
We did vote, okay, sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. 18, the personal protective equipment,
It's
$44,710.
the amount of money that,
Yes. Right, so we, do we need to reopen the warrant to change the money, or we just change it?
You can, I believe, you can reduce the amount.
You can reduce it, you
through the
can't
motion.
increase it.
You can't increase it. That's
So, motion to reduce this to $30,000.
okay.
And are you sure, do you want to just wait until town meeting?
You can
Yeah.
reduce it at the meeting, is that what
Yeah,
you're
we
saying?
can
Yeah,
do
we'll
it,
reduce
we
it
can
at
do
town
it with the
meeting.
motion and leave it for the time being.
Yeah, we'll just leave it
This
as
is
is.
30,000
I
is
just
what's in
don't
the
want to
budget, though.
recommend it, though.
Yeah,
If
that's
we're
the
going to go in
problem.
at 44,000.
Yeah, I
True.
recommend it either.
we have 30,000 in the budget. So,
So you can have a recommendation at the 30. And
Right,
then-
but
and
we
then-
go in with the article saying that we're recommending 44, even though we change it on the floor.
Or just don't
Well,
recommend
but you could
it,
say
leave it at
recommended
zero.
at.
Leave it at zero?
oh,
Zero, zero?
Recommended at 30,000 in the,
Okay. yeah.
okay. So all in favor that we write recommended at 30,000 by the Board of Selectmen?
Aye.
and that, I think, is that, what's the funding source for that?
Free cash.
Free cash, okay.
So it
As of
doesn't-
right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
And who was speaking on that? I didn't write it
That
down.
would be the
Fire
chief as well?
Chief.
Yeah, nay.
This is probably not the time where I get to hear any backstories to any of these articles, right? As to what I might need to expect is out of more of a.
If you got, like what?
Ask
Well, for
away.
instance, this one, like, is this 30,000 going to be a controversial one where the chief is gonna be advocating for 44 and you folks are pushing for 30, or has this already been arranged and it should be fine?
Hasn't been arranged yet. So,
So there could be some discussion on it.
yeah,
There could be.
Okay.
in which case, one of us will talk to it. I mean, I'd be glad to talk to it, to the 30,000.
Yeah, okay.
Finance Committee, though, will, I'm sure, weigh in.
Right, okay.
Okay, number 19. The Minotaur, 6 pagers,
I guess. I don't know anything about them.
$3,448.
Yeah.
That's
All in
been
favor?
there since the beginning, so.
I would say yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
And that was the chief
That'll
again.
be the
Yeah.
chief as well.
Free cash?
Number 20. New lease payment for a first response and fire command vehicle,
I would,
moved by the chief.
yeah, but I would vote against this.
I don't recommend this.
So that will be, so all in favor, all opposed?
Aye.
So it's
Zero.
0-3.
And primarily because we're going to have a consulting study, so.
Exactly, we don't know what we're doing next year, why buy a new car
Well,
now?
and also, this was not part of the capital plan. This wasn't submitted as
Is
a
that right?
recommendation. Right, this kind of came out of the
Okay.
blue, so.
Good.
The other thing too is you could easily take one of the, as they retire the police vehicles, you could take one of those, paint it red, turn it over to them, and the deputy could use it, put all of the life-saving equipment in it, and it wouldn't cost anything. And it doesn't interfere with green communities because it's a first response vehicle.
Okay,
Perfect.
top of the next page, number 21. $250,000 for road construction. Jim Mulcahy?
Yes, but I understand the number's changing, correct, Barbara?
Yes, but it will come out of capital stabilization and it's less, so.
So that's a
two-
two-thirds.
Two-thirds. Question is, again, do we recommend it at 250 or?
Currently, it's standing at 200.
You want to change the number in the warrant?
You can vote at town meeting when you know what the exact number is.
Maybe that's what we should do.
Yeah, I mean, things may change. We probably just want to
Yeah.
take a vote. and-
It could change, because I don't know if FinCom's gonna
Right.
deal with that. That was a
So we can
discussion
leave it
today.
0 to 0 for the time being.
And just remember to post a meeting, a town meeting.
That's right.
Is this DEP mandated or just wants to be done? Or needs to be done? based on
Needs to be
his
done.
assessment?
Needs to be done.
Well, we
It's
had,
it's not a DEP thing.
No.
That's not part, that's all done, that whole.
Chapter 90 you're talking about?
No, I remember when we had to do the new transfer station, we were under a consent
No.
order.
Oh,
This-
yeah,
no.
no, it has nothing to do with that,
Oh.
no.
This is
It
road.
just
this-
need, it's, right now, it's only got a top coat. I mean, it doesn't have the top coat, it's just the
base code.
base coat.
This is just having
With the
This
top
and the
coat.
road
Enough money, you know, when you put all the pieces together to be able to fund 250 and it's come down.
Bree, would you remember to post the Board of Selectmen's meeting for town meeting?
Yes.
Thank you.
but then it'll still say 0 in the warrant.
Why
Well,
don't you just change the amount?
it won't necessarily, by the time the FinCom gets through, the back page of their recommendations for the budget includes the articles. The corrected amount will be in that on that page, so that people will know by then.
Well, why don't we hold
In
this
the
until we
warrant.
meet with FinCom?
You
All
can,
right.
Tonight.
Yeah.
or you can just in the warrant say, recommendation at town meeting.
Okay.
They're coming in, so we'll ask them about 21, which they won't have numbered, but,
Okay.
Susan was given it today, so maybe she'll have a chance to talk to them in.
okay.
No vote yet, right?
No vote yet. Article 22, the town barn roof.
That's capital stabilization also?
2/3?
And I assume again, Jim?
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Number 23, the consultant for fire and EMS.
Now, at your meeting last week,
We raised the amount,
you raised it from 15 to 20,
right, and that's what should show there.
and that's what should show, not the 15,
Right.
because you
Right.
cannot raise it on the floor.
Once it's in the warrant printed, you can't.
So
Dale will
raise it.
change
So-
it.
We don't need to open or anything like
We
that, we
can't
just
change
make
it.
the
Once it's
change.
printed in the
Okay.
warrant.
Oh, once it's
warrant-
printed.
Once it's printed,
Okay.
but it hasn't printed yet, so.
There you go.
Right, so we're going to raise that to 20,000.
And that's a free cash vote, so
Okay.
the majority.
And you gonna recommend this?
Yes.
That's your-
Yes, I'm sorry, yes, I recommend it.
Or, I'm sorry, you're going to
I'll talk to
present
it.
the
Yeah.
motion.
And anytime you're not sure, you can just say a sum, and then you get around the problem. But then you have the issue of, do you want to recommend it if you don't know the sum?
Right.
Yeah, the other thing is, moderator at least, I always felt the people deserve to know what the amounts are when this gets in their mailbox.
As much as possible.
Right. So later on, they can reduce it if they want. But
Yeah, but that change hadn't been made until last Monday night when we were sitting in.
Right, so we're going to
Yes.
have the opportunity to change it.
We didn't have a long time.
It's just that you can't go up, is
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Top of the next page, number 24. $3 million. Anybody want to recommend this one? I guess that will be me.
Okay.
I think so.
And this is gonna be a combination for a total of 3 million. As it stands right now, it's a borrowing of $2,500,000 and $500,000 transfer from capital stabilization. For the total amount is accurate, but it's gonna be two sources. So, it says borrowing.
So we're going to need it
Majority vote, is that-
2/3 on the
No, it
whole
says
article.
majority vote for the raise and appropriate or for a transfer, but underneath, if you do the borrowing, then of course it's
2/3.
two-thirds.
So the whole thing.
The whole thing is
The whole
two-thirds.
thing
whole
will
thing
be
is
2/3
2/3.
If it's
because-
capital
Because it's
stabilization.
capital also.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I
Okay.
don't think that's changing, I think everybody's in agreement in the other room with that one also.
Okay.
I'm fairly sure that the OPM, Dan Pilato will speak about this and probably have our pictures
Okay.
and whatnot.
We'll have to give him permission to.
Yes.
To speak. Okay.
Yeah, or maybe we can get,
This motion will be worded differently to speak to the 2.5 and the 500, and then following that, correct?
The motion will indicate the sources and where they come from.
So
You spelled blood.
how do we vote at the beginning to let
PALOTTA.
non-residents speak, or is it at that time?
You do it at the beginning.
Right at the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor?
Usually there's a list of us, like Pat Dillon and myself and anybody else, that John always went through, I'm sure Brian will do
Okay,
the same thing.
perfect.
And then you can,
You just have to let me know who this person is.
Right.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, number 25.
As of now, that's a free cash.
Okay. Christine, you want to do this one?
Yep, I can do this one.
All in favor?
Aye.
26.
Did I hear that one went back into the budget line? You did combine both budget lines, coordinator,
Oh,
Yes.
Article 26, yes, you did combine both budget
so
lines,
they're not,
we
so
don't
this
need
article
Okay.
goes away.
So this,
Right,
yeah.
so this article gets scrapped.
So what happened?
It's in the budget.
Combined, in the budget process, it says town coordinator /administrator, so it's one line.
So the article is not needed.
So we don't need to fund it, because the same 45 was in here.
Okay.
So that one, Tom?
So when you see the budget line, it's going to be close to 100,000,
I think it's 97.5.
which was a combination of the town coordinator and town administrator, the pieces. Okay? So rather than have half one place and half another place, they just combined it onto one line.
Okay. So the town administrator's salary is not gonna be 45,000?
No,
No.
No.
I saw that, but
no.
good luck with that.
It's going to be 97, whatever Barbara said,
Well,
if we can do, or whatever we
well,
hire it.
Between
Yeah,
the time Dale's here and then what is left of the year when you hire your town administrator, it will be a combination
Yeah.
for that amount.
okay. So Article 26 at the bottom.
Did we vote Article 25?
We don't have to, it's being eliminated.
We did vote 25,
Okay.
we crossed out the next
Okay,
one, so
okay.
yes.
So 26,
Okay,
okay.
so 26, the dental insurance.
Now, Colleen, do you have an idea of what's this gonna cost? It wasn't much,
You told me
right?
under
It's not
2,000.
much. We were talking roughly, with the people that have the health insurance now, you're talking maximum of $3,000. It's
Okay.
more like closer to $2,000.
Okay,
But I threw in an extra 1,000, just in case anybody who doesn't have health insurance wants the dental insurance.
And that's
Okay.
if they all have a family plan. It's,
That's if they all have a family plan at $50. The single is only $15 a month.
okay. Now, is
Their
this,
half is 50, our half is 50. for
Okay.
total.
are the teachers eligible?
That's including the teachers.
Really?
We have like 28
Retirees as
people,
well?
28, we have like 28 people that are now currently getting insurance.
Okay,
But keep in mind too, some of the health insurance plans allow the families to have 2 cleanings a year anyway and some dental work done. So some people may not pick it up because that is already in what they're paying for their Blue Cross Blue Shield or something
Gotcha.
of that nature. So
okay.
so 3,000 maximum.
I would, unless everybody that work for the town, school and everything else decided they wanted dental insurance.
Okay. All in favor?
Well, so we're not, there's no money sum here. It's
No,
in the budget?
It's in the budget process.
All right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Who's gonna talk to that?
Oh, thank you. You want, okay. All right, I'll do it.
You can both of them talking about it and motioning it?
I will,
Because like what you were just saying, I think it would be helpful for people
Yep.
to hear that.
Absolutely.
Well, then the treasurer maybe should talk to it as
yeah,
well.
I'll move it, you talk to it, yeah?
I mean, at this point, it's probably already been voted in the budget, right?
It's already in the budget.
So, do we even, so we're just accepting the provisions, because we've already voted it. So, that'll make it easier, because we've already voted the money.
But when the budget line, somebody's probably going to put a hold on it. Well, it's buried in the health, right?
It's buried in the group.
Yeah, and it's just a
line.
small amount of money, so it's not really gonna be, it's negligible
If
in
somebody
health.
holds that, they're gonna hold it because of the 15% increase from Plymouth County, not for the health, not for the.
Right, but I
dental.
still think it deserves an explanation since it's something we haven't done in the past.
Yep, absolutely.
You don't want to talk to it? I'll talk to it, it's fine.
So in case this was voted down, the budget was approved and this got voted down,
It's not gonna change the budget line at all.
you just have extra money.
We'll just leave it the way it is.
Okay.
We just wouldn't provide
Paying for
the
two.
dental.
Yeah.
$2,000 or $3,000, it's
It
not
isn't
gonna make a
worth
difference.
changing the other line, because you'd have to go back and open it up and,
Right,
Because
procedurally, I just
it
want to
isn't
know what I
worth
do
it.
with that, so I would
It
just
isn't.
sit on it.
just sit on it.
Just sit on
keep
it.
going.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, I'm making a note here, so. Okay, top of the next page, number 27, to fund OPEB. Who wants to talk to that?
This article is eliminated.
Oh, it is?
Yep, it's going in the special. We have a
Oh, that's
source of
right,
funds to
that's
transfer
right.
money, so it's out of there.
Okay.
Alrighty. So,
You like that? I like those done.
the next one,
Which means we have to do the special too.
I can go over the special, the special warrant isn't closed yet.
Okay, true,
so-
true,
so
you're
we
right.
don't know,
Okay.
but I can
Yeah, I'd love to know what's on the special
verbally
too.
go through them quickly if you'd like.
I can send it to you,
Okay,
it's not too
all
elaborate.
right, perfect.
okay, so now the next one becomes 27, which is a pilot. Do we have this?
I'm waiting back and forth, we'll probably end up jumping over this as well. They are the most herky-jerky company we've ever dealt with in that. They didn't even get it on last year's warrant, and now they're down to the wire on this year's warrant. They have our copy from town council, vetted all the way through, and I'm waiting for them to send it back and say yay or nay. And if it doesn't come back fairly soon, then
Who is this?
we'll be jumping over it.
Who's the company?
I forget the name of the company right offhand.
It's on Center
It's
Street?
Center Street. It's a Center Street property.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to recommend something we don't
Yeah,
even know.
But I mean, Rick's gone over that back and forth. I sent it to them a while back, and I haven't heard back. I'll send them a reminder. I think I did, actually, and I still haven't heard back, so.
Well, then why do we just not take a vote on it?
Just say at town meeting.
So I understand.
I'm sorry, what, you said just say at town
Just say
meeting?
it, you know, you'd say.
Leave it
just
0-0.
at town meeting.
Okay,
I mean,
When this comes up, they're not voting, the citizens aren't voting on whether they want to have a solar array project on Center Street. They're voting on simply the pilot. That's it.
To authorize the board.
well, it's a specific project, yeah. They're voting on a specific project.
But they're really just voting on the pilot payment of lieu of taxes part,
Right.
not so much the project itself. Like, everyone may love the project, but not want to do the taxes piece or vice versa.
Right,
Right.
yeah, they're authorizing the selectmen to
enter
negotiate,
into a
and enter into a
pilot.
pilot agreement. You want to pass that over? You don't want to do it? I mean, if you do it, it's there. If they give it, if they get it to us in October, you can still at that point go forward with it.
Yeah,
But
but-
if you don't, then it's going to be a wait until the following.
But Brian's point is that all we're doing is voting, the town is voting to allow us to negotiate
Right.
the pilot.
Correct.
May not go any further than that.
They may not even send you one. I don't
all
know.
right, so who wants to move this then?
Not me.
But at least if you have that authorization from town meeting, you can go forward, assuming they send it.
I guess I will go ahead and move it. I don't know, about talking about it, but. All right, number 28, the ACO bylaw change, are we,
We want to let them jump in or?
yeah. Well, just a second, let's finish this page so we don't.
No recommendation on that one, on the pilot?
No?
No, we're going to vote
We're
it
gonna
at town meeting.
Recommend it at town meeting.
Okay.
Do we have anything on the ACO language?
Yeah, we do, as a matter of fact.
We have it all?
Yep, it's completed, and I had the animal control officer reviewed it twice, and it's completed now, and I spoke with Alana a little while ago. She's just gonna help me with the wording at the beginning of it, and the reason it's in there is to make our local bylaws coincide with the state laws that have changed over the last couple of years since 2013.
Okay.
So you want to speak to that?
Thank you, Terry.
Would that be number?
Who's going to make the motion?
I'll make the motion on that one.
Okay.
Excuse me, Tony, would that be 28?
That was 28. And all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 29 is the FinCom bylaw change, so we're here now anyway.
So they want to talk about it?
Well, we just talked about it a little bit, so that the choice is to change the bylaw to either make the FinCom the capital improvement planning committee, or to allow there to be, to keep the capital improvement planning committee, but say when the board is in full, the FinCom serves. Our recommendation, given the difficulty in filling boards, is that you just, to change the bylaw to say the FinCom is the CIPC. You don't have to worry about trying to appoint or having only 3 members, but it's really up to you to do the appointing authority.
Is that going to be your FinCom's recommendation for it?
we'd like to hear from it. I feel like it's their call, because they're the
I suppose, yeah, I mean, certainly.
I think you're right, because if we only get one or two people who come forward to say they want to volunteer, we don't have a board anyways. So we'd have to make sure we always had, what is it, 5 people? Isn't that the way it's written?
the fund.
Right. So it doesn't make sense to me to go off and try to find 5 more people. We can't find one person right now.
Right.
All right, so a motion to write this so that it says that FinCom is the CIPC.
And we have the language.
Lauren
from
Goldberg's
Lauren
already
is
written it
doing
both
Yeah,
ways, so
I
it's just a
think
matter of dropping.
We've all read it, haven't we?
her option A.
So, all in favor of that?
Aye.
Aye, opposed?
So option A.
Option A. Is that a 2/3 or a
It's just a bylaw, so under Chapter 40, Section 21, it's just majority.
just majority? Okay.
And do you want to move it? All righty. Let's go back to what we have as number 21. This is the $250,000 for road reconstruction and resurfacing.
I don't know where you are.
Sorry.
This is a number.
Yeah, this is numbered.
On the top of the page.
On ours, it would be the 8th page in. It would be the very top.
Second page after that, square.
Yeah, we have a different copy, we
Oh.
don't have the annotated copy.
Do you want copies? They're right here.
Right after the fire department articles.
You need them?
I suggest page numbers for next year.
Yes.
The warrant's been redone, and it's going to be. Thank you.
So 8th page in, I think. Right at the top, it should say 250,000.
The first one.
Yes.
And what number is this going to be?
21.
21.
Well, we were hoping to meet with Barbara again after, because we've had a little bit of a struggle getting the warrant articles to work out, but I believe we're going to recommend $200,000 to it.
Okay, so do we want to
But
vote?
We don't have the funds available to do it.
It's not borrowing. No, it's capital stabilization.
It's capital stabilization.
Do we want to change it now and vote on it, or do we still want to do it at town meeting?
Oh, no, if we're going to do it, we should do it now, I would think.
It's easier.
So 200,000?
Is that a firm figure?
We've got some groans and a head
You
shake
can
and
do
a...
an up to 250,000, or you can do a sum of money.
Well,
It won't be more than that. We can always amend it down.
It won't be more than
It's not going to be more than 200.
Then let's make it 200, and you can amend it now.
Okay,
Okay, so 200 there, right?
Okay.
okay, so now, all in favor of this?
Aye.
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 Yeah, this is not going to be borrowed, so we'll take all that.
Yeah.
No, that's just,
Yeah, I didn't know what the source was going to be.
Yeah.
So it's 2/3?
It's 2/3, yeah, capital stabilization.
So we'll skip, which is the next one that you folks want to participate in?
We don't,
what's this $30,000 highway done?
the numbers we have doesn't match this, so it's pretty, I don't really know, we don't know what you've done yet, so.
You wanna give me one, Susan, and I'll match it?
Or just
Oh, yeah.
describe what,
Describe it.
describe the one that you want to talk about.
Oh, I don't know if we want.
I know one.
Yeah, that's a special.
That's a special. Yeah, I need that.
Always one in the class that raises the curve.
This is right up front. Yes,
we do
basically,
need
yes.
to talk to Barbara, we're not quite finished here.
Thank you.
Sorry, I don't think I have enough.
Yeah, this is,
Sure.
with one exception, which is the interest line, Susan. Yeah, yeah, I just wrote it on the bottom, so I have the totals of somebody else, that's all.
Sure, I'll take one. Updated, thank you, Susan.
So what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, well, have you done the fire department vehicle request?
We did not recommend it.
Okay, we're not recommending it. In the highway station top coat, that article, there were two before, one was the top coat at the school, and one was road repair, and we have just one article now. Is that how you have it?
That's 21 for 200,000?
Anyone?
That's the
Yeah.
200,000.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all.
That's just one article.
Yeah, I think the regular we're okay, we have questions on the special.
Okay, and we don't have the special right now, so,
You're not doing it talking about tonight?
no.
It
It hasn't
Oh,
closed.
we just want to talk, okay.
Well, we can talk about it if they want.
We don't have it.
We got the list right there, though. It's right- I
Oh,
mean,
yes,
Yeah.
Personal protective equipment for fire,
we did.
30.
Yeah,
Yep.
30,000.
What we're doing is leaving the 44,710 in the article and recommending it at 30,000. So where it says recommended by, it will say recommended at 30,000 by the Board of Selectmen, 3-0.
did we ever get figures?
Figures from what?
From the chief.
The other question on that article is he says he has a specific number of personal protection gear, like 17 or something.
Right.
And obviously, if he's at 30, he's not going to be able to buy 17, so.
Right, so
No.
we're
Should
gonna
we
have
just pull a
to,
number out of it, just to buy personal protective equipment, period?
that probably makes sense.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. And
Yeah.
47,000 wasn't the amount that we were given either for the personal protective. It was a different number when you met with us.
What number are we talking?
Really, that's the number? he
18.
gave me? He gave you, huh?
It was 32.
I think the 47 represented more than just personal protective equipment.
I believe that is the case.
Okay, so we'll just,
I think
I
that was
don't think we really
everything.
need a number in there to buy, if we take that right
Right,
out.
so,
Except if
Just
you're
say
gonna
a sum.
change them,
You can
know,
say a
we
sum.
need to have a number to work with for what we're doing now.
No, I think she means the 17
The
cents.
17 cents, I said.
Oh, the 17, I'm sorry, I think you're trying to take.
No.
so I'm gonna take the 17 cents out. You still want it recommended down below at 30, you recommended at 30,000, or do you wanna change the number?
I think you would just take out the 17, because it's still
Yeah,
sets.
I'm taking out the 17.
Right.
Leave the other amount. in.
Leaving the 44,7 or change it to a sum?
well, nobody in this room wants it 44, so I'd say we make it 30,000.
I would. It's just confusing, maybe. to
But it's
people
not
out
our
there.
article either.
Well,
It's not our article.
But you're God as far as this is concerned, so.
I think we should leave it. It'd be nice to know what the 47 includes. Because I think it's more than just the personal protective equipment.
But we've asked repeatedly, and if we don't get an answer, at some point, I think we make a recommendation and a number that we can work with so we
Well,
can find.
well, that's
they are. They're
30,000.
recommending it 30,
Right.
but they're gonna leave the 47 in there, because that's how he sent the article in.
But we did have a breakdown. You know, way back, we had a breakdown of what that was.
Yeah, but we asked follow-up questions, Christine did. and-
We had the same amount every year. And we needed an itemized list for capital planning, and we didn't get it.
Okay, so we're going to leave it to say, available funds, the amount of $44,710 to buy PPE,
PPE.
By sets of PPE.
Replacing aging.
sets of, okay.
I mean, there's a copy,
All right,
This is out of capital too?
We don't know yet.
No,
Pat,
Oh.
we need to
no,
talk to Barbara about
that's
that.
for, yeah,
Oh, he's changed, yeah.
No, I
Yeah, we
didn't
want
change
to talk
it.
about that. Anyways.
All right. So are we done with that one then? We're going to leave our recommendation at 30,000, 3 Do you have any others on the annual warrant?
You've approved, have you voted
On,
on the other money articles you're recommending?
I believe we have, yes, unless there are any near the end here. I don't think so.
Yeah,
Are there more?
shouldn't be.
I don't think so.
So if you're just gonna go through the rest of your articles, and you don't need us specifically here for that,
No?
could we just talk about, I know you don't have the special warrant yet, but just,
Yes,
we can see.
we have the list, so yes, go ahead. We're-
What we have is special one, originally was requested 17,000 something.
17,185,
And we got updated information from Tara that the number could be changed a little bit, but, and then when we looked at it more carefully, it's actually database purchases for the town clerk and bylaw codification and update. And we felt those are two separate things and that they should be listed as two separate articles. That was FinCom's recommendation. We spoke to Tara, she's fine with that, but it depends how you guys feel about it.
No, I think
That's fine.
that's fine.
And it initially started with John and I a couple of months ago, and it included 8 as well for server.
Yep.
So it was databases, bylaw codification, so I didn't know that that was number 8, and it was separated as well. The bylaw codification, I have given all of the information to the bylaw review committee, and I'm not even sure if they're going to be ready. They may end up withdrawing that because they weren't ready for a lot of the other stuff that I gave them, so. So it initially started out as 3 articles, and now they're separated. So
Well-
my first article is correct. The second one is also correct, but I'm not sure that the bylaw, the reason why I was involved is because I maintain the bylaws. So I
Isn't this a-
gave all of this information over to the bylaw review committee.
Isn't this a
and I'm not-
subcontract? We contract out to somebody, the 9100, to codify the bylaws?
Yep, so it's, the initial, I was trying to explain, I had to review it. The $9,100 is broken out in a percentage, based payment. So it's within 1 year, and you pay 10% at one milestone, 20% at the next milestone. So it's $9,100 overall. And the codification was part of upgrading our technology to make the bylaws more usable by all boards and committees. Recodifying the information, reorganizing it and restructuring it.
It's really necessary, I mean.
It is necessary. So I think,
What do you expect the bylaw review committee to do?
well, they're exactly what they want to reorganize it and restructure it and review the content as well.
Are they going to do the actual work, or is it that going to
If
fall?
this happens,
Hmm?
no. That's the point. That's why this would be helpful.
I'm not sure that's a professional expertise that they can dive into. I mean, in
Right.
adjusting the individual bylaws or changing language, that's one thing the committee can
Yeah.
do. But the
Yeah.
codification is putting together a workable system
Yeah.
that
And-
is easy to add on to, easy to subtract from. It's usually
Yes.
a decimal system.
And there's a platform for it to be used in conjunction with our website, so people can search.
So
and
So
I'm a
what's
little
the question?
confused then. It sounds like we need it. Why wouldn't we do it?
I just didn't know if I was gonna be the one heading it up or if the bylaw review committee was heading it up. Initially, it was all 3 of the parts, the server, the bylaw, or codification, and then my database.
Right. And I thought that was going to come under your purview
I think as
until
keeper
we,
of the records, it would be you.
Yes.
You would oversee it, but it's a subcontract, so you're just managing a subcontractor
Yeah.
who does the work.
Yep, I was just explaining,
One more thing on your plate, Tara.
Three different things.
I said it's just one more thing on your plate.
May I ask a question?
Yes, Barbara?
Because originally we did have 17,185, and then it got changed to 51,45. And then the other part of it that I got was IT upgrades for 14,2. Is that the codification thing, or is that a
No.
third thing?
No.
Third thing.
That's the exchange server.
It's server hardware, software.
Okay, so we're good on 1 and 2? For now? And so your next question is?
I don't think there's anything that we specifically have questions on needed, there are other articles, obviously, other money articles, and Barbara's helped us figure out where the money should come from. But,
Is the server part of the grant submission?
Yes, in
Yes.
fact,
All of them are.
1, 2, and 8 are all part of the grant submission.
The
So-
codification is part of the grant
Yes.
too?
Yes. So
Whether
we
get
wouldn't
it or
do anything with the budget monies until we find out what the disposition of the grant is.
So we may not be using any of it, which would be ideal.
Yeah,
free cash next year.
right.
Now, is
Or
Articles,
it would go into articles and stay there until we voted back out.
Back out of it?
Close out.
okay. Article 7, is that the same as Article 25 in the annual?
Oh,
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
It is, so you want to drop that one on the,
25, we have it as the ambulance staffing consultant, there's 2 consultants.
Yes.
no, in the original draft of the annual, the 20,000 was on the
Yeah,
annual.
you
And
would
then-
move it up so that you could start.
We did
start the
look
process.
at.
And then we
looked
moved
at
it up so
Article
they could
7
start,
on
that's
this.
right.
So we
And I
need
did
to
not
get
delete
rid
that one,
of-
so all the numbers changed.
So
Article
25, we're going to
25
eliminate now?
Needs to be eliminated, yeah.
Move to special. so
That's
we
what
can
you
start
said
the
last
process.
time.
Yeah, we
That's
did.
right.
yes, we did. All right.
So 25 goes away and we moved all the numbers forward.
So it's going to go into the special?
It's going to be
Yes.
that
Or it's- Okay.
in the special.
Good catch.
Now, what's the building and grounds money for the special? Do we have a need?
That
Comes from you.
I know, what's the need?
That's the ongoing article that we use from emergency repairs and
Okay.
whatnot for this building and whatnot. And Dale had asked if we had a source, if we could add a little more money to that to keep it going, so we'd have it for a future year. Yes, because we've used some
We
of
end up
it
with
this year.
things through the course of the year
Okay,
that
well, are we,
we don't have budgeted.
okay, are we getting low now?
Well, I don't know where we are now.
I'd say 12 or 13
12 or
thousand,
13,000,
and that can go very quickly with something like that. And we have available money from another in-house source, so it'd be just a transfer from
Group health?
group health.
Okay,
Yeah, the most recent thing was an expansion tank. We had to do an expansion tank on the heating
Okay.
system. That was, like, it's
That's the type of
$1,500. Things tend to get going big amounts. We had some for the library earlier on this year.
okay,
Just stuff like that.
Okay, so we good with this then?
In the special, the only one that's coming from free cash is the police extra detail. Everything else that I had before, and obviously that changed with this article here, was either coming from group health or voc-ed. And we still can put the new one on, that one
And
too.
there's enough in group health to do
Yes,
that one too?
yes. It's enough in group health or voc-ed for what you need.
One of the others.
So that 93,445 is okay?
Then,
93,445.
no, that's gonna increase by $9,100 because I didn't have that on there at all.
No, I think we added it, right?
Yes,
Not
you
with
have
the
it in there.
93 doesn't include it, not on what I have.
That's the sheet you showed us, right? They've revised this, so it's 103 now.
Yeah, well, it's $9,100 more, so.
Okay. All right,
Yeah, and so in terms of what's gonna be funded from capital stabilization, we're close, but not quite, so if we get you a list for, I may not meeting next week, but for the end of the month, if you want to take those votes ahead of town meeting or whatever, that's up to them. Oh, yeah, as of now,
You have to vote together, I believe, or the committee to do it.
Oh, we have to vote the capital stabilization together at this time?
Right,
Gotcha.
yeah.
use that.
Okay.
Do that 24th?
On the 24th.
As of today, what we're planning to fund from that is the water filtration system, the lease payments on the fire department vehicles, the highway repairs, the paving, the highway barn roof repairs, and the money for the police station, as well as the interest payment for the police station, which is actually in the regular budget in the principal and interest line.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay,
So that's right now what we're spending.
Okay,
okay,
good plan.
good. Thank you. Okay, so back to ours. We're on
29?
number 29,
The new 29 or the old 29?
the new 29, which is the easement article.
Okay,
We have two options. One is very simple, gives the easement across this property and the new property. Then,
That was the one I put in.
yes,
There's one article that comes over this property, and the other article comes over Kinkle over either property.
Right.
It's a generic thing, and you never know where it's gonna go when it goes. It may be more beneficial for us to run it from the highway department over that way somewhere, you know?
so the second option gives us options, basically, whether we want to do it this way or if we want to go through the highway barn. And since,
Which is the language I
the
used
only-
on mine, I believe.
Issue I have still is the permanent.
What?
That it
The word that says
conveys
convey permanent access.
That was in our original discussion.
It's an easement. It's an easement.
Yeah, but we thought we could limit it to 7 years, I think was the original.
Not if there's a cell
The-
tower going, I mean, you're allowing
But that was the
them
point.
access.
If there was no cell tower going in, they'd still have a permanent easement. Doesn't make any sense.
that is in the language of, all right, I did talk to Sharon about this, and I'm trying to remember what.
She has an expiration in it in the event that they
There is
don't
an
act upon it.
expiration of the option to
Sunset-
build
sunset clause.
the easement, yes. So it's-
So your point is that you only want it to be permanent if they actually do it.
Right.
And for this purpose.
Right.
And so it sounds like she's built in, I haven't seen that language, but it sounds like she's
That
put
is
in
in
a
the PNS.
sunset.
And then we will make the easement agreement after this is approved at town meeting. So do we need to change that word at
Well,
all?
the grant of the easement could change it. I
To
mean,
convey, well, it is to convey a permanent access easement, subject to the potential that you won't grant it because they don't act in time. But if they do, then it would be permanent.
could you say subject to the stipulations of the PNS or whatever? I mean, or is it obvious?
Can we just drop the word permanent and run with it?
You can just say, well, no, I think that you want to have the authority to do permanent. Is your point beyond the 7 years? You don't want it to be permanent?
If they don't put in a cell tower, then I don't want them to have an easement.
But if they do you object to it being
No,
permanent?
then it has to be as permanent
Then
as the cell
you
tower
need the
is.
language to say that, yes, you're authorizing the Board of Selectmen to give a permanent easement.
And the other language is actually in the other agreements.
And that's what the easement will say. It will say, act on it within 7 years, or else it will expire.
Act
Okay,
on it in
okay,
4
yeah.
with an extension.
And
As
just
long
to,
as that's the case, that it will
Yeah.
expire if nothing's.
You're gonna record a deed at the registry of deeds, an easement deed.
Do you
and-
still
and
have
that
the
will be
land
language.
folder there? And does it have the PNS in it?
and just to explain, option 1, which is just, as Colleen explained, just over this property, since this is held for general municipal purposes, it only requires a majority vote. But because 23 Palmer is included in the second one, and that's held for specific purposes, it requires a 2/3 vote.
Okay, and we're recommending we go with the 2/3.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll either agree for it or not agree with it.
So there's no language change in that article.
No language change, and we're going to take option number 2.
No, Alana, if we combine the property, does that impact this at all?
You're giving this would give the Board of Selectmen the authority to give the easement over 5 Palmer and 23 Palmer, either one. So
Okay.
it wouldn't matter
Okay, if it was combined.
whether it's in one lot or
Okay.
or if it's in two.
Okay,
Okay, the PNS, and these are things that we changed over into the easement agreement as well, or confirmed in the easement agreement. Says that it's only for a telecommunication tower. It says that if it's not issued within 4 years from the date,
4 years or 7 years?
4 years, and then there's an option, if they're in negotiation in the 4 years, but they haven't started building, then they have the other 3 years.
Okay,
So that's right
Okay.
here. And again, it
So-
will be moved over to the agreement.
and so if they don't do it, they lose it.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay?
That's all I want.
So I can follow what you just did. This first part is gone,
Yes.
and then this warrant article is trying to do what? It's transferring,
We are hopefully about to close on purchasing 5 acres over here from Linda Schauwecker.
okay,
One of the stipulations to that agreement is that she have the option to put an easement to a cell tower on her property.
on that same property.
No.
No,
On
on
her
her
property.
remaining property, but it would need to cross
Oh, you
town
said
property.
it's her okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rather than it coming up through her sheep field, it will be coming through here, which is a
That's
shorter
why it's on Palmer
distance.
Road, because that's the access point in her physical properties on Elm Street.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay?
but this is nice because it gives us options. So are we able to say where we would prefer the easement to be with option 2?
To go back and look at how the easement is going to be written, oftentimes the easement will say undetermined and will indicate, how it's going to be determined and by whom. So we can look at that. You want to determine.
Yes, this will be a
Yes.
conversation.
We need that because
That-
we don't know where the police building's going.
Right, right, we don't know what the layout's gonna be, right.
And I don't know if this is the appropriate time or not, but to that end, I think that you can authorize me to continue working on this, as we did with John Henry and the pilots.
Absolutely.
So after I'm no longer a selectman, I can continue the work. It will still come back to you for review and voting. Because Sharon and I have been talking about it and have working on it,
Makes
rather than
sense.
someone
Makes
jumping in.
sense.
Perfect.
So you'll have to decide that formally later, but
Are there wetland impacts to this easement? Have you looked at that?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Wetland impacts. Well, complicated, but I'm not very familiar with that area.
I
there,
don't think we bought any land that was wet, did we?
there is possibly a tiny corner in the far corner.
Okay.
We are not paying for a wetland study on that 5 acres. The easement will be at this end and will not impact any wetlands.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
Colleen, you talked to Bob Carlin, didn't you? Because he said a cell tower could only go in an industrial zone.
This is not our business at this point.
They'll have to get whatever permits they need.
Yeah.
Okay, so they may not be able to get permitted to this new.
Well,
Again, all we're doing is granting the possibility of the easement, or granting the easement. Whether it's necessary or not is further down the road.
because the Telecommunications Act has certain implications, so
Yes.
we'll have to move that forward.
So we voting?
All right, so all in favor of using option number 2?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
And you're gonna speak to this article?
Oh, sure. So eloquent.
I didn't know what the next one was.
Placeholder for special districts. That's a bylaw
These are
thing.
2 bylaw review committee articles that came in that have to be heavily worked on before I can put the language in. I mean, I have the language, but they send it to me with all the corrections, so I have to sort of determine what they wanted and then send it back and say, is this what you meant?
They're meeting this Thursday. Are you going to get it to them by then?
Yeah, probably, I'll probably.
And
have
then
it-
it will have to go to Ilana?
I'll have it done. Oh, yeah, definitely, definitely.
And then we'll have to vote on it again? When does,
Yeah, it's relatively simple stuff, but yeah, you probably should vote on it again once it's finally.
Yeah, I don't want to vote on something I haven't
No.
even seen.
No.
and when does Susan need the warrant? When does the warrant go for printing?
said 18th is the, on this one, I think it's the 18th of April. 18th, 19th of
Which
April.
is
Not much
next
time.
Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah.
So I don't know how you're going to get it from them and get it to Ilana and get it back to Susan by next Tuesday with a holiday in between.
Well, it may not be on this warrant then, maybe next year.
Did you say the 28th or the 18th?
You said the
I
18th.
think she told me the 18th. but
I
I'm
thought
not
she
sure.
said the 24th.
Maybe 24th, it could be even later than that, I don't know. I think,
May 10th, it's 7 days prior.
what's that?
May
Last
10th?
day to publish the warrant for the annual town meeting is May 10th.
Then you gotta back up the actual printing time.
Yeah.
Right, and she wants to tweak it and,
Right, okay, so, but May
Well,
10th,
that's my publishing.
Yeah. Bree, would you run in and ask Susan when she
yeah,
needs the warrant?
ask her what her date is again. Just, could you do that for me, please, Bree? Or I'll do it, but anyway, just to find out exactly what the date is that she's sending this to the printer.
All right, so at this point, that's number 30 and 31, and we were going to basically skip them.
So these considered to be non-controversial items, more housekeeping?
Yeah, they're housekeeping, they're not really, nothing really controversial.
One is sign, and what is the other one? Do you remember?
Yeah, one is,
Sign is non-controversial?
yeah, I think sign might be, huh?
Okay.
by the time you get to Article 31, you probably have 4 people left in that building.
Well, that was one of my comments overall. You got some potentially heavy stuff at the end. I don't know how much leeway.
8.1 is floodplain and watershed protection district.
Okay.
And 6.1 is the sign?
6.1 is the sign.
Like when you get into this marijuana one, you might have some discussion associated with that. Is there any value in having these earlier in the night when people are fresher and more engaged versus some serious stuff at 10:30 at night?
I mean, then you push back the money articles, and quite frankly, yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, this may be controversial, but all this is a moratorium. And we did it with the medical a couple years ago. So it-
This was
We're
my
not-
thought when I was reading.
Yeah, I don't think that'll be controversial. It just says, hold off until the legislature gets their act together as far as, and we get a full bylaw on board, a regular bylaw that regulates the zoning regulations for that. I don't think it'll be all that controversial.
I don't think so either.
And the federal government as well.
yeah.
There was an
Well,
article in the
that's
Boston
another-
Globe
yeah.
Sunday, I don't know if you saw it, on farming and marijuana. And that talked about Plympton.
Yay, Susan's here.
Susan, drop dead date for the printing of the warrant. When do you need the final?
We need the warrant with your recommendations 2 weeks from tonight.
2 weeks from tonight. Oh.
But I need a sound version of it before then, because I'm gonna reformat it. So after tonight, if you can renumber the article.
Yeah,
get it pretty
all of that'll
close
get
to
done tonight.
final, I can, and then anything that changes from that point, you just gotta let me know. Because I don't wanna wait till 2 weeks from tonight.
No.
And then have to do the whole thing.
So there'll be,
You'd vote on the 24th.
there'll be 2 on the 24th that we need to vote on, because we don't have the language for them at all. Dale's,
Oh, 2 articles?
yeah.
Okay.
They will hopefully get the language from the bylaw review committee and get it to
I don't
Alana, and then
think
we'll get
it's
it
gonna be
back.
that- I don't think it's gonna be all that difficult to change. It's just that it was kind of sloppy the way it came over. And, I wanna make sure it's right. 2 weeks from tonight, which is the 10th, which is
24th.
24th. Okay, so Article 32, which is the marijuana
So,
moratorium.
just in case you didn't hear me, there was an article in the Boston Globe, Sunday magazine, on farming and marijuana that referenced Plympton.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it was in the context that Plympton had turned down farming. And it's worth reading. I'll send you a copy. I'll make a scan.
So what was their
So the
take on
only-
it? Did they think we were right or wrong?
I would say the point of the article was more from the farmer's view. But at that time, we didn't know where the state was in terms of regulations. So I think we can make a good case, but there may be, because of that, there is kind of, you see it on Facebook now, more push around, why didn't we do it? What a missed opportunity that was, et cetera. So we may find some people who want to
You would've had-
talk about this.
You would have had a pot farm in every cranberry bog in town.
Well, we may have it anyways with this recreational, so,
Remember who I am?
Well,
He's Mr.
again, you can
Cranberry.
regulate under the other than homegrown, you can regulate the cultivation,
So-
the commercial cultivation.
Right,
At
so-
least, hopefully you can.
right, so homegrown may be all over, every place.
Oh, it's already gonna be all over. It's
Okay,
probably
so,
already all over right now, actually, but
So
it certainly will be this
I
year.
recommend we do the moratorium. I don't know what this all is. though.
Mr. Prior note. So all your notes say that we should talk to the clerk and the planning board about where in the zoning bylaw this should be located? And does that have to be determined?
You can put it, usually what you do is you put it at the end.
Yeah, it'll be a
It's your
special
last
section
article.
at the end, because it will go away.
'Cause it's gonna
in
go
the-
away.
In the codification, it will go away anyway.
Moratorium on marijuana?
It would just be an extra section added at the end, whatever the next section number is, and go from there.
And you're going to need to refer it, of course, to the planning board for a public hearing.
Okay,
Okay.
So,
okay, so,
Brian knows this, but you, planning board has to speak first. Yeah.
Is this the first? No, they'll speak to signs as well.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, anything that goes to planning board, they speak first.
so that would be the Article 30 and 31.
Right.
Someone moves it and then they give a report. if I
Right,
recall.
exactly.
So one of you nice people are gonna move it?
Well, actually, do they even have they don't have the authority to bring an article to town meeting. It has to be our board, right?
Planning board does.
Planning board has
No,
the
the
authority.
bylaw
bylaw review.
review committee does not
Right.
have the
No.
authority.
It has to go to planning. So I don't know that they have time at all to do this.
This is not gonna happen
They don't
this
have time
year.
for this.
Probably not. If they haven't, have they had a hearing on
I've
it?
given them the forms and told them they need to have the hearings posted, and it has to be 45 days in advance, and
They have time.
Think so?
I can give
If they
them
want to.
the drafted
Well,
date.
again, I mean, remember that, the 2 weeks from, I mean, she has to have this thing 2 weeks from tonight, and the thing that she's most concerned about is the formatting of it to put it in, which, I have to either add or subtract this language, so.
Well, the only thing that's going to change is if they don't get it, we'll take out those 2 articles and the numbers will change.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so would you get in contact with Alan Wheelock? They have a meeting this week. They're going to have to take care of this as a priority.
Yeah, because planning board has to schedule the hearing, and
Yes,
there's a lot of serious stuff that's gotta be done.
and
Sign hearing.
please make sure that they know that it has to go to planning board. They don't just get to do this themselves.
Yeah, and,
And so that'll have to change. It'll be the planning board's recommendation, not the bylaw review committee, right?
Correct.
Not the board of
Or
selectmen.
the planning board may kick it.
Yeah, they don't recommend it.
They don't have to.
Yeah, it would still have to come from us.
They could say, we're not gonna propose it, we didn't come up with it.
Okay,
It's
Someone
dropped in
needs
our
to
lap."
sponsor it,
Right,
whether it's the board of selectmen or whomever.
well, their bylaw review committee is our committee.
I think it's got to be us, assuming they can get it done. If they can't, we just take
Okay,
it up.
so we'll go board of selectmen then,
Yeah.
as the sponsor. Okay,
And we'll be tight because I don't know when planning board meets these days, but if they're not done officially blessing it, then you have to pass it to the planning board, so what's that, the 24th?
yeah.
And then the planning board has to meet.
They're meeting tonight. So if they meet every 2 weeks, they'll
they
be
can
on the
schedule a
24th as
hearing
well.
In hopes that it's gonna happen, right?
And,
But-
and
Yeah,
you
I
can
can't
refer
believe
it to them
this is gonna
tonight.
happen, but
You
we
can refer
could.
to it tonight, so that they know to hold the public hearing.
yeah, we should probably do
If you
that.
want it to happen, that's the only way.
We got to give them a chance.
Okay,
Okay, all right, so back to marijuana.
So it sounds like one of you folks would make the motion.
on these bylaw reviews? Yeah.
I'm trying to remember, how did we do it with the solar? Who made, I think planning board made the motion for the solar bylaw change.
yeah, because they came through, the special permit comes through, the planning board,
Yeah.
comes from the planning board.
These should come from Board of Selectmen.
So shouldn't we be having a hearing on this one too? The moratorium?
Yes, that's what, they just said that they were going to refer it tonight to the,
Pardon me?
they just said that they were going to refer
Refer
this
it
tonight.
to planning board tonight,
Oh,
so they
okay.
can schedule a hearing.
All right.
Make sure they're aware of the sign one too. Because they might as well do it the same night.
Yeah, you're right. Well, no, that's both of them.
Maybe we should
8-1,
drop down and talk to Debbie.
Yeah.
Tell her.
after we finish this.
Yeah,
Yes, all of them.
well, they're meeting, but, so better we go down there rather than force them to come up here.
So you might want to take a vote to refer this article to the planning board for
All right.
a public hearing.
Motion to refer Article 32, the moratorium on recreational marijuana, to the planning board for
Second.
public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Do you want to do the same thing with 30 and 31,
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
to refer those to planning board?
Yes. Same motion for Article 30, which is on special districts. All in favor?
Aye.
Article 31, which is on
Sign.
signs. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
What did you want the article for the land then?
I'm not sure.
For option 1 and 2?
They did up, they chose option 2.
They chose option 2, but then to make that article ready.
We eliminated one back a ways free.
Okay. So are we going to vote on this article as it's written before it's gone through the planning board, or we need to wait? We're not going to get it back
You
by
can
the planning
sponsor
board.
it. You send it to them.
Yeah, if we don't get it back, it's not going in.
Well, then, we're
So you can vote to recommend it. But you can change it at town meeting if need be.
well,
And before it goes to the warrant, you can do it. I mean, you're going to be signing the warrant within the next 2 weeks, so
Okay.
rather
Not a lot
than do
of
Uh,
it at
time.
town meeting, you might do it in 2 weeks.
yeah. All right. Article 33, to indemnify and save harmless municipal officers. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
You guys 3-0 on the last one, I didn't catch that.
We didn't vote on it.
You didn't vote on it?
No.
So who wants to speak to the indemnification?
I'll move it.
Okay, thanks.
Ilana will speak to it.
Okay. Keep us.
I'm going to weasel out of something here.
There you go.
Okay, Article 34.
It's the assessors, isn't it? Veterans agent, okay. Is she a resident?
No, she isn't.
No.
All right, so I'll move it,
Okay,
and she can speak to it.
okay, good.
What's her name?
Roxanne,
Back way.
wait,
Wait.
All in favor?
aye.
Opposed? Okay, Article 32, 34, 5, sorry.
Five.
Article 35. Can't read my own writing.
This should be Alan Wheelock.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Article 36. Again, Alan.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Great.
What?
Those ones on the city,
What's the
right?
story with the last page?
Yeah.
What?
Some other
I
town.
haven't filled in any of the,
Taft Library trustee?
yeah, it hasn't, none of that's in. It's all just from last year. That's why it's in red. It needs to be changed.
But why would it have other towns from last year?
Because it was last year's warrant.
But why would
No,
last year's
no,
warrant
it can't
have
be.
Mendon, Upton Regional School Committee for 3
Last
years?
year's
That
warrant
may
from
be,
his
yeah.
town.
Housing authority. Yeah, we don't have a housing authority.
No.
That's where the warrants came from originally.
I have that information if you want to.
Yeah, she provides me the information, I just dropped it.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's right, the original warrant layout came from Mendon Upton, that's why it is.
That's funny.
We can't hear
We
you.
just want to
You don't
know
have
which
a
one
housing
pays the
authority
most,
either.
and we'll go,
Go with that.
yeah.
Or Taft Library.
Okay, so we done
Okay.
with this?
Yeah, enough.
All right.
Thank you very much, Alana.
My pleasure. And do you want me to just take a pass at, the document I gave to you and make the changes, clean it up, send it to you and to Dale and to Barbara? Does that work?
Yes, thank you.
Alrighty.
Do you two want to continue on with this for a moment? I'm going to go down to planning
Perfect.
and get the plans, the survey, for Ilana to take back into Boston so that
Okay.
we don't have to mess
Will
it
you
again.
ask them to
I
do
will.
the hearings too?
Marijuana and all that.
Awesome.
I'll take care of that
Perfect.
as well.
Thank you. Okay.
Do you want me to come down with you?
You should.
Have
Tell
you
'em
seen
what we
this
need.
stylish building all the way through?
Good night.
They don't, thank you.
All right, so why don't, do we have any appointments? Nope, we don't have any appointments. Why don't we go to correspondence, Sean?
You have correspondence, Bree?
Yes, I do.
Want to take the electric car first? The coordinator?
Yeah, before we do the correspondence, do you have anything on the electric
No,
car?
this is, on the electric car? No, you were gonna discuss it at this meeting. I mean, beyond, I haven't gone into it to find out. My best guess is at this point, without getting a specific numbers from anybody, is that, yeah, it would probably cost us a few $1,000 at the end to do it if we were gonna do it. Because we get $5,000 for the car and $5,000 for the charging station.
Okay,
And we may be able to do the charging station in that amount of money, whether or not there's a lease available for one of the smaller vehicles that's 5,000 is touch and go.
all right, well, my opinion, if it costs the town any money, I'm not
I
interested.
agree with you 100%.
Okay, all right, so let's ixnay on the electric car grant.
Okay.
Anything else on the coordinator?
Nope.
Okay.
That's it. Mark.
So, this is a letter from the Silver Lake Regional School District to Colleen Moran, Town Treasurer. On March 9th, the Silver Lake Regional School District Committee voted to approve the 2017-18 fiscal year operating budget of $24,564,374.98. It further approved the reduction of the operating cost by funds estimated and on hand of $9,388,570.07, and set the amounts to be assessed to member towns at $15,175,804.91. Additionally, the Silver Lake Committee approved the fiscal year budget of $1,490,017.50 as the amount deemed necessary for the construction costs of the regional school. The Silver Lake Regional Committee voted that the total amount to be assessed for operation and construction costs be set at $16,665,822.41. You are hereby notified that the sum of $2,212,166.08, of which $169,862 is exempt from the limitations of Mass General Law, Chapter 59, Proposition 2.5, and is due and payable in 4 equal payments of $553,041.52. Additionally, the Silver Lake Regional School District Committee approved the 2017-18 capital budget of $482,495 as the amount deemed necessary for the capital plan for long-term equipment, building, and grounds improvement. It further approved the use of $482,495 of E&D funds to pay for the regional school fiscal year 2017-18 capital budget. Signed, Jason Frazier, Treasurer, and Joy Blackwood, Superintendent of Schools. Lots of money.
Lots of money. I would think that our budget reflects that.
Yeah. We have a letter from Rocky Harvest to Colleen Thompson, Chairperson of the Board of Selectmen. We are in receipt of your letter and aware of the early arrival on March 22nd of 20 minutes by one of our tankers. The truck traveled from Maine and had never been to Plympton before that morning. The company was made aware in advance of the hours of operations being 7 to 7, but because the driver was not familiar with the town and were to stage his trailer upon early arrival, he entered the driveway for safety purposes to get off the street. I personally arrived at 7 o'clock to unlock the facility and to load his trailer. We are certainly aware of the hours of operation and all vendors are in compliance. This isolated incident is not a breach of good faith, but rather a new customer that was unaware of his surroundings on his first trip. If you have any questions in the future or concerns that need to be addressed, please free to call me. He gives a telephone number. Our Edward Rose III, the managing partner. We have a lady who wants to donate some land, and I believe this is already being handled by Linda Leddy, so I'm
Okay.
going to check with her and see where that's at. Request for services of legal counsel. We probably need Colleen here for Chief Dillon and the Board of Health.
Okay.
Plympton Halifax Express, Friday, April 7th. Front page article on Finance Committee considers police station. Various financing options discussed with Selectmen Monday night. And it goes on, gives a fair amount of detail about the financing of the proposed police station. Also, part of the issue is about the paramedic shortage and the effect on the fire department. Let's see, there was a nice picture here of the library. They had a talk on vernal pools given by wildlife biologist Stephanie Schmidt at the library last Saturday morning. And Hilda Young of Plympton passed away at 97. Frank Young's wife. Nice lady. Pictures of the Silver Lake Junior Prom red carpet. An article on lacrosse at Silver Lake, both on the boys' side and on the girls' side. And that's correspondence, except for the
When we had discussed Rocky Harvest and this complaint,
yes.
didn't we talk about the possibility of them providing us a number they could call, the residents could call, or the abutters could call if there was a complaint?
He's given us his number.
So is that the number that he wants us to share with the abutters, that they can call
I
in the
would think,
event?
he says, if you should have any questions in the future or concerns that need to be addressed, please feel free to call me. My office number is 781-749-4849. And that's Edward Rose.
Did he copy anybody in on that
No.
letter?
No, just us,
Okay,
Colleen, basically.
okay. Well, that may be something that we want to provide
You want to pass this on to
the
him?
abutters.
Copy of the letter?
Yeah, I'd
Sure.
love it, thank you.
We could scan the letter and you could send it on?
Perfect, that'd be
Can you do
fantastic.
that, Bree?
Send it to all the abutters, or
Send it to Christine.
Yeah, send
and-
it to me and I'll send
Yeah.
it to the
Cover note.
abutters. I think it basically just would be
We
Jane
will-
Devine
yeah.
and the Hannahs, people
Yeah.
that have been involved.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, I know she signed for Board of Selectmen warrants, the land purchase for $48,000, Barrett's locksmith for $25, and local computer, was that to do some repair work, Bree?
That's our main monthly
Maintenance,
maintenance.
okay. All right, what else did we have?
Dates to remember?
Okay, dates to remember. Wednesday we meet, it's gonna be an executive session meeting only, so, stay home, don't anybody come up, because, and cable doesn't need to film either, because there'll be nothing to film. And then, we're closed for Patriots' Day, next Monday. And our next meeting is going to be 4/24, and that's the day that FinCom wants the warrant, so we'll have to be sure to have that ready for them. And then the following meeting would be May 1st. Wednesday, 4/12 at 7 PM, the Public Safety Building Committee will do a presentation. That's this Wednesday.
Yes.
At 7 PM. And that is it at the library or is it here?
No, it's here.
Okay, so it's here, and then there'll be a open house up at the police station from 6 to 8 PM. So anybody's welcome. You're gonna be talking about the plan, and you'll have an opportunity to meet with probably the
Dan
the
Palumbo.
consultant
Yeah.
that helped us with this, and the committee members, and then get a interesting tour of the police station with Pat Dillon. And then on the, let's see, Library First Saturday Coffee at 10:30 on May 6th, the Public Safety Building Committee will be doing another public presentation. So if you're not able to make it up here Wednesday, you can go to the library on May 6th at 10:30 a.m. to be filmed, right, Wednesday?
Wednesday, yes.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm not sure about the library.
okay.
But for people who haven't done the library, it is a really nice take, that coffee hour. They really do a good job.
Well, they do a great job in the library. I hadn't been in for years.
It's
And
amazing,
I was
the
in. Oh my
programs,
gosh,
you
it
know.
is amazing. It is amazing.
They are doing the presentation, another presentation for the public safety, but the proposed police station, correct? Then that is, I believe, being filmed.
Wednesday.
When Wednesdays is, and I think
The library one is as well?
I was having them both.
Okay,
I can confirm that tomorrow on my list with Area 58.
okay, perfect.
I send a schedule to them every month.
Okay.
every meeting.
All right. And then just a far out reminder that we've got town meeting Wednesday, May 17th, and then elections on May 20th. All right, so let's move on.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, she's already signed that, I'm sorry.
Okay.
So we can,
Okay.
let's do it.
All right, I'll make a motion that we authorize the Board of Health to contact council. We need additional town council time for ongoing issues that we're aware of on Center Street. So I'll make a motion that we authorize them
Second?
to contact council.
Aye.
All right, all in
Aye.
favor?
Aye.
All right. All right, how about an hour?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so there's that one. And then a motion to appoint Carolyn DeCristofano to the Plympton Housing Production Plan Committee until dissolved. Do we have a second?
Aye, second.
All in favor?
I'm all over that
I
one.
know, I knew you would be.
I'm just gonna run this back down.
All right, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Yes, she didn't want to serve on the committee, but I think she was so enthralled by the presentation and what we're looking to accomplish that she wanted to serve on the committee. So we're still looking for members. If anyone is interested in serving on the Housing Production Plan Committee, it's going to be very
Who was
interesting.
the other lady that was there that night?
That was Dawn Hastings Eli, Sharon, pardon me, Housley is on the committee as well. So we could definitely use more members. We're going to be putting together a survey to send to residents to determine what, they would like to see available for affordable housing. Whether it's people just starting out or
Count me in.
seniors that have been here for a while, what you're looking for. So we're going to be soliciting input, and I'm hoping that we get a lot of good response. Okay, let's see. From Dale, our town coordinator, please accept, can I read this?
Well, yeah, it's up to you, yeah.
Okay.
It's not up to me.
All right. Please accept this letter as my notice that I intend to retire at the end of my contract, June 30th, 2017. I wish to thank the board and the town of Plympton for the opportunity to serve. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for all your
We have
your
one more.
time. Okay, and from Chief Pat Dillon, He's looking for time with council for a previous issue. So I'll make a motion that we authorize the chief to contact council for up to an hour to
Okay.
discuss this issue.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye. I'm not sure what that's about.
This was something that was resolved
Okay.
several years ago. All right, so I think that's everything.
Yeah.
All right.
I do have,
All right, what do you, oh, we've got some minutes too.
Oh, yes.
how many signatures required for Jim monthly?
Okay, for his contract?
No, these are for the Mass DOT
Oh, okay.
that he does. I don't
Okay.
think they usually get read on, but
Actually, it's usually
Well, that's-
just
Almost.
Colleen signs these.
he has 3 marks he wanted.
Okay. Yeah, I think she signs on behalf of the board. All these guys. Okay,
You can take this back.
Thank you.
all right, we didn't do minutes yet either.
Is that where we are now, then?
Yep, we can do the minutes, and then, I don't know if we need to authorize you to sign the chapter 90, or you just sign them.
Well, it doesn't hurt to authorize. Motion to give me the authority to sign the Chapter 90 project requests.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye,
Opposed? Do you want me to say what they are? Winnetoxet Road,
yep.
preliminary engineering. I have no idea where that is. Doesn't say. Doesn't say, just says
Ring road?
preliminary engineering.
I think this is the Ring Road, Main Street.
Oh, the curve in the road?
Okay, this is engineering the Winnetoxet Bridge, and this is Main Street Ring Road.
Oh, it is.
So we don't know what that
Does
is.
this say Ring Road and Main Street extension? Intersection, I'm sorry.
So apparently
What
we
does
have
that
two,
say?
same thing.
Behind it? Oh, it looks like a duplicate.
No,
Yeah?
different.
Different amounts too.
Yep.
7,000.
All right, so I'll sign these.
John did.
Did you talk about the report,
Didn't talk about the report yet.
and you had a chance to read it?
I did.
You had a chance to read it.
The
Did you
only
have-
thing I would suggest is, if this is an accurate statement, to put installed robotic cameras and put the last comma at no cost to the town, if that is
Yes.
accurate.
Yeah. Well, at no cost to the town, no, well, I mean, we paid for it
It
in
comes
our,
out of our Comcast monies.
But we didn't give them a check
How about at
to,
no additional cost?
yeah. that-
or utilizing license funds or something, I don't know. I mean, yeah, no additional cost is fine.
Yeah.
Because we already all paid for it. But yeah, it looked good to me.
Okay, Dale, there's your amendment.
Yeah, I can make the changes.
I sent you,
Is this in,
I sent it to you in Word.
this Word 13?
Probably word 10. Well, you're on,
I don't know how
you
you
got
get
a
This-
Mac.
This
right?
is the no,
I don't know how you get this
I
across
do,
it,
but-
though. I mean, normally if I put a draft, it's either header or footer or something like that on the older versions of.
all right, I'll
Word.
take the draft off and send it to you again.
Okay, all right, well, what do you got? You only got that one change in there?
Yes.
You want this back?
Sure.
Yeah, just send it to me, and I'll make sure that we get it.
Are you gonna vote on this? You're gonna vote?
Didn't we just vote?
Nope.
Okay, motion to accept the annual report as amended.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. And send to Dale.
And we, Dale thought that there may be costs for the town with the electric car grant, so we said we weren't interested in applying.
Right, good. Okay.
We did everything else.
Issues. All right, we have minutes from April 3rd from Bree. I had one very small change on the third bullet, under updates and discussions. It says CT reported the language and easement request, but really I reported the language for the easement article. Okay?
I got two little things. The line above it, it just needs to take out the last
Oh, I didn't see that.
DD
See
on the
that.
head.
And
It says schedule.dd.
I'll just give her this.
Yeah. And the other one is, I offered to be available to residents at the transfer station
On all Saturdays?
On some Saturdays, in the summer.
All
I'm not going
all
there when the
Saturdays,
weather's
all
bad.
summer.
I had you there.
Every Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m.
And all I do is badmouth you.
Go ahead, I won't be here. Motion
Some
to,
Saturdays, pretty, right? I'm sure we get that.
motion to accept the minutes as amended.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and Dale, we still need minutes,
Yep. All right.
2 executive sessions and
Well,
1 open
One
session.
executive, I don't have the earlier executive session. I may not have attended it.
3-6?
Yeah, it's 3-6, I think.
Because you gave us, what, the open session from 3-6, right?
Bree, would you confirm that we had an executive session on 3-6? We'll see if we actually,
May not.
I could have just, it could have been a dream. I have dreams
Oh,
about
my
this job.
gosh, we've had so many meetings and negotiations.
All right. Speaking of which, we do have an executive session this Wednesday at 5:30.
Yep.
There is another presentation of the new police station on Wednesday at 7 o'clock with the open house at the police station from 6 to 8. We do not need that Board of Health executive session at all.
Great.
At least, the properties are going up for auction next week, and we're just going to sit and wait and see
Okay.
how that affects us.
As far as your conversation with the planning board, did they seem receptive to?
The planning board actually had finished for the evening. Deb was still down there. I gave her what
Okay,
she needed. She'll
Yeah.
get it in.
okay, so they'll have to make a decision.
She needs the language yesterday for those 2 bylaws.
Sure she does.
Who does?
Deb Anderson, to get it in the paper. She's the chair of planning board, to get it advertised for the 2 weeks and then have the hearing.
All right. I'll
So just-
forward you what I've got, and then I'll try to make it right. But you can, when you see what I've got, it's like,
Okay.
it kind of makes you twitch. You're trying to figure out.
However, she does have the language for the marijuana, and she's going to get that one done.
Perfect.
So whether we get the other 2 done or not,
Okay.
it's just up for grabs. Okay, there is no Board of Selectmen's meeting next week because it is Patriots' Day. The next one will be on April 24th. I did the open house, there will be a police presentation at the library first Saturday coffee hour in May. Town meeting is May 17th and maybe the 18th. Town elections are May 20th. Anybody have anything else?
It doesn't look like we had an executive session on the 6th. I've got us starting at 6 o'clock.
Okay,
So I think we
So
just
we'll just
had
cross that
regular
out.
session.
good.
3-6. So we have those minutes. We just have to do those next week, because Dale gave them.
We did those.
To us.
We
Oh, we did?
did the open session. It
Oh,
was just the
perfect.
executive that we were
Cool.
missing.
Awesome, okay.
So
So
it's
the
just,
marathon meeting, or do you want me to?
no, we'll go with Christine's. So from Dale, we need 4-3 executive session and 3:27 open session.
Perfect.
That's it.
We're getting there.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Oh, did you do this?
Yes.
Did you, is the coffee hour at the library going to be, is that one going to be just like, did you want that one?
No,
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 we did
well-
the last one, not we did them all.
we didn't ask,
you're gonna film Wednesday, right?
no, we filmed this past Saturday.
you fil-
So
okay,
we
great.
don't need to film it again. It's already out there.
Okay, you don't want that? I looked at that list, I think it's,
No, we don't need it. Just, it was filmed when it was here, and it was filmed last Saturday.
Which is
That's
great.
enough.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Get it up on the web.
The moderator usually does something at the library. Do you know if,
Yes, I'll talk to Brian.
Okay. and we're doing it at 10:30, so anytime after that, I guess,
Yeah.
he just has to talk
It's
to,
usually like the week before town meeting.
it's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, now motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
opposed? Good. Good night, thank you
Good
for
night.
watching this enjoyable session.
Kind of a disjointed session.